Good morning. Namaste. Welcome. You know, it's very important to remember when you speak that you're not out to get something. You're not out to manipulate or point at a particular thing that you feel, that your mind, your ego mind feels is a necessity for someone else. We're only here to express ourselves, to express that experience of what I calls this one moment, this unbelievable godliness, this consciousness that expresses itself through I. The idea to see that you are not an identity, a name. It's nauseating to think that you are, now think. It's nauseating to now think about anything that you were programmed or conditioned into believing. It was helpful throughout your life. The name is helpful because we have created a demon society that we have to say who we are before we can be accepted by any other being. We have to introduce ourselves as a name. But that's the learning, you see. We're here, the purpose is not here to learn about nature and the universe and the world. The purpose is here to learn about what you are, what you have to overcome, because as a child, you've no choice. Your parents, teachers, neighbors, friends will all program you into what we call the understood ways, because that's what our ancestors did. But in the awakening, you'll see that history is nonsense. This video has been going on for over 2 minutes. And none of the first 2 minutes exists. They're nonsense. The present moment can recall through a device now or through a memory system if it's capable enough. But our memory system is pretty fragile. It's very subtle. You can't remember a particular day in your life that if someone says, can you remember when you were 12 years old, 3 months and 2 days? Well, not exactly. I can remember when I was around 12. Because you're not able to be totally conditioned, because the powers of a demonic side of consciousness, or the demonic side of mind that tries to represent consciousness, it cannot succeed. We think we're weak now because our ego, and we're identified as a name and whatever, and we're controlled by rules and regulations and guidelines and stifled and suffering. We think we're being totally controlled. We're only 10% being controlled. It would take centuries of conditioning, of artificial intelligence, of lies, of spinning, of webs, to totally mask and veil out that true matrix. The matrix that we're all connected to, that individual one, that true web that is not in the corner of the room, that is everywhere as consciousness now. So I don't know what it is that we fear. Suffering is part of our ways now. We are learning to accept suffering. 50 years ago, so many having being in this stage of digital technology, changing rules, lockdowns, pandemics. 50 years ago, 50% of the population would have probably committed suicide. But we learn to cope, you see. The mind itself is learning to cope. But I'm not here to say we must just continue coping. We must continue coping out, surrendering, giving up the ideas that there is something controlling us, something controlling that trueness that we are. We're not here to be punished, we're here to party. Partying doesn't mean get the alcohol out, get the drugs out, get the drink out, get the cigarettes out, get the music out, get the bands out, get the dancing out, get the fire out, get the food out. Partying is, what's the problem? My mind is free. It's not stifled up here. It's even in the little toe, it's in the little finger. I'm looking from here right now. And you'll say, lock him up. Nothing to say. Nothing to do. Nothing to be bored about, nothing to worry about, nothing to fear. We're incredibly powerful consciousness, a representation of that truth. We are reflecting and shining light on the universe. And we think the universe is reflecting and shining its light on me. Me is just another flirtatious idea. There's no me, no I, no you. There's only reality and truth. And we have the fortunate time to be here, to party through and stop punishing our bodies and our spirit. The idea is to be free. But if you think you're not free, you'll never not be free. If you think you're free, you'll never not be free. Because freedom is to stop thinking, stop associating, stop attaching, stop needing, stop wanting, stop desiring, stop believing, stop hoping, stop associating with past and future, and live in the present moment free, liberated, a sage. Choose to ignore the past and the future. Choose to ignore time. Not forever. We have to get up to our work on time. That's okay. But 10% is trivial. This is a 10% suffering world because we cope with that what is put in front of us. We are overcoming things. We're getting through things. We're understanding things. And this is mind talking to mind. The true being that we are says nothing about this. It just lives in the background and smiles and observes and says, yeah, keep going. Keep surrendering. Keep giving up. Keep non-identification with I.